The U.S. military has made a bold, transformative decision, one that's set to reshape the entire landscape of warfare in the 21st century. For decades, the armed forces have relied on the 5.56 NATO and 7.62 NATO cartridges, trusted for their proven performance in conflicts ranging from Vietnam to Afghanistan. But now, things are changing. The Department of Defense has officially adopted a new standard caliber for frontline combat, the 6.8 by 51. This isn't just an upgrade, this is a revolution. No more minor tweaks or iterations in ballistics. This is a complete reimagining of small arms firepower. The 6.8 by 51 brings more than just a promise of extended range. It brings more energy, greater lethality, and a serious edge against the threats that current rounds can no longer reliably defeat. What's driving this shift? It's not speculation. It's not some marketing gimmick. It's the hard-earned lessons of decades of combat, training, and real-world data. The military has been fighting with ammo that struggled to keep up, especially against adversaries equipped with advanced body armor and long-range precision weapons. This isn't evolution. It's a battlefield reset. Reports from training ranges and combat simulations reveal a cold truth. Existing ammunition types are failing. From armored opponents to the sheer need for hitting targets at greater distances, these rounds are reaching their limits. And that's where the 6.8 by 51 cartridge, originally developed by Sig Sauer and known commercially as the 277 Sig Fury, steps in. But this shift isn't some sudden decision. It's been years in the making. Field trials, extensive testing, and real combat feedback all pointed to the same conclusion. The old rounds just weren't cutting it anymore. In fact, the 6.8 by 51 delivers a staggering performance increase. It launches a 140-grain round at nearly 3,000 feet per second, delivering over double the energy of the 5.45 by 39 NATO. But it doesn't stop there. It remains lethal beyond 600 meters, staying supersonic past 1,000 yards. This performance comes from its revolutionary hybrid case design, combining a steel base with a brass upper. This unique construction allows it to handle chamber pressures up to 80,000 psi, a full 30% more than the 7.62 NATO, pushing the limits of what traditional ammo could achieve. The steel base prevents catastrophic case ruptures under extreme pressure, while the brass upper ensures smooth feeding and reliable extraction during combat. In the spring of 2023, the United Kingdom's Army infantry units at Fort Benning and Fort Campbell began limited field evaluations of the 6.8 by 51 round. Soldiers testing the new M7 rifle consistently hit steel targets at 800 meters with standard ball ammunition. That's a distance where the 5.56 NATO systems often struggle to maintain accuracy and lethality. And it doesn't stop there. Reports from Fort Liberty showed that the round remained deadly well past 1,000 yards, even when fired from a 13.5-inch barrel. This isn't theoretical. This is real-world performance, validated by after-action reports and field data from the Army's Next Generation Squad Weapon, NGSW, program. Fast forward to May 2025, and after years of testing and operational feedback, the Sig Sauer-designed M7 rifle and M250 automatic rifle were formally classified as the U.S. Army's standard small arms. These weapons weren't retrofitted to accommodate the 6.8 by 51 cartridge. No, they were engineered from the ground up to fully harness its power. This isn't some half-hearted update. It's a shift in how infantry will engage in future combat. The M7 and M250 were developed together by Sig Sauer, ensuring that both the weapons and ammunition are perfectly tuned to work in harmony. For over 50 years, U.S. forces relied on the 5.56 by 45 NATO and the 7.62 by 51 NATO. These rounds served their purpose well, from the jungles of Vietnam to the mountains of Afghanistan. But over the past 2 decades, the nature of warfare has changed dramatically. The 5.56 NATO, while lightweight and easy to carry in bulk, was optimized for short-range engagements against lightly protected or unarmored targets. It was designed for volume of fire, not stopping power, a compromise that worked in low-intensity conflicts. But against modern body armor, the 5.56 NATO round falls short. Level 3 and Level 4 ceramic plates, which are now commonly worn by enemy forces, can stop 5.56 rounds entirely. This leaves soldiers at a disadvantage, especially in modern engagements where adversaries can return fire with deadly precision from distances greater than 400 meters. On the other hand, the 7.62 NATO round offers more power and range, but it comes with serious drawbacks. The heavier rounds make it harder for soldiers to carry large amounts of ammo on long operations, and the recoil is much more significant, slowing down follow-up shots and reducing accuracy under stress. It's a powerful round, yes, but it's not agile enough for the modern battlefield. Combat reports from Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, and recent training evaluations have painted a clear picture. U.S. troops are being outranged and outgunned, often needing multiple shots just to defeat a single threat-wearing armor. These aren't isolated stories, they are operational realities, and they have shaped the U.S. military's new tactical doctrine. This doctrine is centered around one word: overmatch. Overmatch is about more than just fire superiority. It's the ability to strike first, strike harder, and do so from a greater distance than the enemy can. It's about defeating modern armor and hitting targets at 600 meters and beyond, without relying on designated marksmen or specialized shooters. And it's about achieving this with weapons that are still portable, reliable, and manageable for standard infantry squads. The 6.8 by 51 round was chosen because it answers that challenge. The 6.8 by 51 round offers the kinetic energy necessary to defeat modern armor at longer ranges, a trajectory that stays lethal well beyond traditional engagement distances, and the pressure tolerance to perform in even the most demanding environments. This round isn't just a compromise between older calibers. It's a direct response to the limitations that the 5.56 NATO and 7.62 NATO rounds now impose. Simply put, the 6.8 by 51 outperforms its predecessors on nearly every battlefield metric. It hits harder, flies farther, and penetrates better, all while maintaining a manageable recoil profile. Ballistic gel testing, conducted by both the U.S. Army and Sig Sauer, has confirmed the 6.8mm round superiority over the 7.62 NATO, especially in terms of penetration and energy transfer at extended ranges. Against soft tissue simulants, the 6.8mm round creates wider wound cavities with greater hydrostatic shock. But the real breakthrough? When it comes to armor, the 6.8 by 51 absolutely excels. The M7 rifle chambered in 6.8 by 51 can defeat level 3 and even some types of level 4 armor with ease, far beyond what the 5.56 NATO can manage. And when zeroed at 100 meters, its trajectory is flatter, meaning it drops less at distances like 500 and 600 meters compared to the 7.62 NATO. Let's put that into perspective. According to Army test documentation released during the NGSW trials, the 6.8 by 51 maintains over 1,400 foot-pounds of energy at 500 meters. That's well above the minimum threshold for incapacitation. Despite the immense power packed into this round, its recoil is surprisingly moderate. Soldiers at Fort Moore, previously Fort Benning, described the recoil as snappier than 5.56, but still perfectly manageable, especially when firing semi-auto. And it's not just about power. The round's hybrid case design reduces deformation during firing, improving cycling and minimizing the likelihood of jams. This ensures that infantry units can depend on greater consistency in sustained engagements. One of the most impressive aspects of the 6.8 by 51 round is its performance from shorter barrels. During Army trials, the 13.5-inch barrel of the M7 produced nearly identical terminal energy at 300 meters as the 20-inch M110 DMR, chambered in 7.62 NATO. This means soldiers can carry a compact, maneuverable weapon without sacrificing lethality or range. For squad-level combat, this represents a game-changer. It allows regular infantry units to deliver precise, lethal fire at distances that were once only possible with designated marksmen or specialized sniper teams. In a modern firefight, it's no longer about just hitting the target. It's about ending the fight before the enemy even knows what hit them. And here's where the 6.8 by 51 truly shines. With this cartridge, infantry squads can dominate the battlefield in ways that were previously unimaginable. The 6.8 by 51 doesn't just give soldiers an edge, it gives them the overwhelming firepower to decisively end engagements before the enemy can retaliate. It's not about precision shooting by marksmen, it's about every soldier on the front lines having the capability to strike first and strike hard. That's the future of warfare, and the U.S. military is stepping into it with both feet. But the 6.8 by 51 cartridge is only half of the story. To fully realize the benefits of this new round, the U.S. Army didn't just tweak old systems, they commissioned an entirely new family of weapons through the Next Generation Squad Weapon NGSW program. These weapons were purpose-built to take full advantage of the 6.8 by 51's unique characteristics, including its high pressure and ballistic performance. Leading the charge is the M7 rifle, designed by Sig Sauer. Gas piston operated and chambered in 6.8 by 51, the M7 is a powerful, modular platform that integrates seamlessly with the new round. One of the most notable features of the M7 is its monolithic upper receiver, which ensures rigidity and accuracy even in the most demanding combat environments. A free-floating barrel reduces pressure on the barrel, further enhancing precision. The rifle also features ambidextrous controls throughout, ensuring that soldiers can operate it regardless of their dominant hand. But perhaps most importantly, the M7 is equipped with an integrated suppressor. This isn't just a nice-to-have feature, it's a critical element for modern combat, where minimizing sound and flash signatures can mean the difference between life and death in close quarters or urban environments. Then there's the M250, designed to replace the M249 SAW squad automatic weapon. This new automatic rifle is lighter, more compact, and optimized for sustained fire control. Soldiers who tested it at Aberdeen Proving Ground reported faster target reacquisition and improved accuracy under rapid engagement scenarios. This is key when you're in the heat of battle, where every second counts, and the ability to maintain effective fire without sacrificing accuracy can be the deciding factor in a fight. Both the M7 and the M250 are built to handle the extreme chamber pressures of the 6.8 by 51 cartridge. This isn't about retrofitting old rifles. These are new platforms engineered from the ground up to withstand 80,000 psi of pressure, the kind of stress that legacy rifles like the M4 or SCAR-H simply couldn't endure without catastrophic failure. This is next-level durability, designed specifically for the powerful 6.8 by 51 round. Supporting these new weapons is a suite of cutting-edge optics, with the XM157 Fire Control System leading the charge. Developed by Vortex Optics and Leupold Defense, the XM157 isn't just a traditional scope, it's a game-changer. This system integrates a ballistic computer, laser rangefinder, environmental sensors, and even an augmented reality overlay that calculates holdovers and wind corrections in real time. In other words, it's like having sniper-grade data embedded right into a general-purpose rifle optic. During field tests, soldiers at Fort Drum were able to achieve hit rates above 80% on human-sized targets at 600 meters, even under stressful conditions. The XM157 system represents a huge leap forward in infantry weaponry. With its built-in ballistic calculations and real-time data updates, it allows soldiers to engage targets at extended ranges with the kind of precision that was once reserved for specialized marksmen. No longer do infantry units need to rely on separate sniper teams to handle long-distance engagements. With the combination of the 6.8 by 51 round, the M7 rifle, and the XM157 optic, regular infantry can now strike first, hit harder, and dominate engagements at distances that used to require a completely different set of skills and tools. This shift isn't just about new hardware, though. It's about rethinking how soldiers are trained to fight. With the introduction of the 6.8 by 51, the M7, the M250, and the XM157, the Army has had to completely overhaul its marksmanship doctrine. This isn't just a matter of handing out new weapons and calling it a day. The Army is re-engineering its qualification standards, range infrastructure, and soldier training to take full advantage of this new capability. One of the most significant changes is the extension of training distances. Traditionally, infantry rifle qualification focused on targets up to 300 meters. But with the 6.8 by 51 rounds increased range and lethality, that standard no longer reflects the reality of modern combat. To adapt, ranges at Fort Moore, Fort Liberty, and Fort Cavazos have been expanded to 600 meters and beyond. This allows soldiers to train at the distances where their new weapons remain lethal, ensuring that they're prepared to use the 6.8 by 51's full potential in real-world engagements. Training now also incorporates cutting-edge technology like the XM157 optic, which integrates ballistic drop correction, wind estimation, and even environmental factors like temperature and barometric pressure. It's not just about understanding bullet trajectory, it's about using data in real time to adjust for variables that soldiers previously had to calculate manually. This system doesn't eliminate skill, it enhances it. Soldiers are now expected to interpret and act on complex ballistic data in the field, much like a marksman would, regardless of their rank or role. Another key area of focus is recoil management and fire discipline. While the M7 rifle's recoil is manageable, it's still more substantial than the 5.56 NATO platforms. Soldiers must be trained to fire with intent, with every shot counting. In automatic fire, the M250 is treated not as a weapon for spraying rounds, but as a tool for precise suppression. Controlled bursts, target transitions, and fire pacing are all central to the new infantry doctrine. The new training philosophy also emphasizes sustainability. With the high chamber pressures of the 6.8 by 51 round come greater concerns about barrel wear and overall weapon longevity. Soldiers are now instructed in proper barrel cooling techniques and round count management to prevent excessive wear and ensure that their weapons perform reliably throughout extended engagements. It's no longer just about how much ammo you can carry, it's about how effectively you use each round. Soldiers are being taught to prioritize precision over rate of fire, understanding that the quality of each shot is far more important than volume. Alongside this, there's a shift in ammunition management. The idea of carrying a massive stockpile of smaller, lighter rounds is being replaced with a strategy of carrying fewer but more effective rounds. In combat, every round counts, and soldiers are being trained to use their ammo wisely, ensuring that they don't just fire indiscriminately, but engage targets with intent and accuracy. This new mindset is part of a broader strategy to make infantry soldiers more effective in modern combat. no longer just passive participants, but active, precision-driven operators capable of leveraging the full power of their new weapons. This shift is redefining the role of the average rifleman. No longer is the soldier just a trigger puller. They are becoming multi-dimensional warriors who combine the skill of a marksman, the awareness of a tactical operator, and the discipline of a seasoned combatant. The 6.8 by 51 round, combined with the M7, M250, and the XM157 optic, is transforming the general infantryman into a highly skilled, precision-driven operator, one capable of meeting and defeating tomorrow's threats with greater efficiency, accuracy, and speed than ever before. Of course, with any major technological leap comes skepticism. The introduction of the 6.8 by 51 cartridge has sparked both excitement and doubt. Some critics claim that the 6.8 by 51 is nothing more than a modernized version of the 7.62 NATO. But that's a misconception. While the two rounds may look similar on paper, their performance profiles are drastically different. The hybrid case design, higher chamber pressure, and superior velocity of the 6.8 by 51 give it far greater ballistic efficiency and armor-penetrating power. It's not just a heavier round, it's a massive leap forward in capability. Others argue that most combat situations happen at under 300 meters, implying that extended range is unnecessary. However, this perspective fails to account for the evolving nature of modern warfare. Adversaries today often come equipped with advanced optics, body armor, and the ability to engage at long ranges. Fire superiority isn't just a matter of hitting your target, it's about being able to outrange, outshoot, and outlast the enemy, even at distances well beyond what the older rounds could handle. The reality is clear. Overmatch is no longer a theoretical concept. It's already a requirement for survival on the modern battlefield. With the 6.8 by 51, the U.S. military isn't just responding to a non-existent problem. It's solving a critical gap that's been ignored for too long. While skepticism is natural, it often obscures the fact that this isn't just about new hardware. It's about restoring battlefield dominance at the most fundamental level, the infantryman. The adoption of the 6.8 by 51 cartridge and the NGSW system signals a fundamental shift in how the U.S. military prepares for future conflict. It's about ensuring that the individual soldier can outshoot, outrange, and outlast any opponent, regardless of the challenges posed by modern body armor and precision long-range weapons.